you remember a moment when an idea flashed into your head? It was perfect for you. Then, all of a sudden, from the depth of your mind, a thought pushed its way through the enthusiasm and finally shouted. Yeah, great idea. But what if you fall on your face? When you fall on your face, do you jump right up and pretend that no one noticed? Do you feel that I stayed down too long? Have you ever stayed down too long? After 4 years of business school, I decided to go for the American dream. I bought a Subway sandwich shop. You are impressed, I can tell.
Yes.
Yeah. I took a $60,000 debt. And in 6 short months, I doubled that debt. I successfully turned Subway Sandwich into a non-profit organization. I financially fell on my face. I was not the only one from my hometown of Auburn to fall on my face. Dr. Robert Goddard had a ridiculous idea of building a device that could take off from Earth to the stars. He was the reason we landed on the moon. I remember when I had my ridiculous idea. I was listening to a tape by Brian Tracy. He asked, "What would you dare to dream if you knew you would not fail?" I struggled for an answer. Then, bing! I would be a comedian. But you have to understand my background. I was not funny. I was not even the class clown. In fact, the only time my brother laughed at me was when I told him I was going to be a comedian. What would you like to be? What would you like to change in your life? Many of us are sure of where we want to go, but we go back and forth. We are always telling ourselves, if only we had more time, if only I had the money, if only the kids were bigger. But we fail to take the next step. Dr. Goddard's rocket took off from Auburn and landed in Auburn. It only went up 41 feet. The first step can be a small one. Strangers will mock at your first step. When the newspaper finally got to know Dr. Goddard's rocket, the headline was, "Moon rocket misses by 238,799.5 miles. Ouch! But it is part of the process. Friends and family are loving and they do not want to see us fall. Imagine my parents' reaction when I went home after stretching the budget to finance my education and seeing me fall on my face. I went home one day and told my parents, "Mom, Dad, I wanted to be a comedian." The reaction was silence. It is part of the process. I was a comedian for a year. And I remember one night, I was bombing for 20 minutes and I used my surefire method. I called out a woman from the audience to stand behind me. I would perform the story verbally while she would use the gestures to illustrate the story. But this woman stood there like a statue. I was desperate. I turned to her and said, "Do something, please." And she did. Ouch. I called my mentor, Rick. I told him I bombed. I failed. And he said, "So?" I said, "What do you mean, so?" He said, "Every comedian, speaker, or anyone who has achieved anything in their life had fallen on their face." Then I remembered Sathia. I had fallen on my face, but I did not take the next step. The next step is the hardest thing to take. Take it, it is hard, but when that food finally lands, you will feel great. Dr. Goddard defines failures as valuable negative information you use for your progress. Dr. Goddard was an ouch master. We all should be ouch masters. When we are not afraid to fail, we can achieve anything we want. So, when your feet is stuck, fall on your face, but fall forward.